Hey dolls, welcome to my channel. In today's video, I'm doing an Easter church inspired design. Stay tuned to see the nail magic that we can create. Okay dolls, we're jumping right into this. I have my UNT on, of course. I went in with this nail adhesive glue from SHEIN. I do not know how to say that brand. I went in with the short stiletto tips from LGN. And then here I'm going in with my 100 and I'm just filing the sides where they hang off. For some reason with her short stiletto, I find that I'm in between sizes. So either they're way too big, they're hanging off, or they're way too small. I don't know what it is. Like her XL ones fit me perfect, but anyways, going in with Simply Pink Builder Gel from LGN, most gorgeous color. And I'm also going in with her Oval number 6 gel brush. That's what that looks like. So I think I'm only going to show you one nail in this, but of course I get a small amount of gel and that's going to be my slip layer. And I'm going to paint that on the entire finger from cuticle to nail tip. You're not going to cure that. Then you're going to go into a larger amount of gel and start floating that on top. Going back to that nail glue that I had used, that's what I used to glue the tips on. I will say, especially compared to like her base, rubber base, it did take longer to cure. Like I had to hold it a little bit longer. And then also on top, once they were glued on, I put a layer on top of the nail. And so far, I don't have any complaints. I have used it, I think, 2 times now, and I like it. And if you watched my last video, you know I'm going to be doing some updates on the products that I've got from SHEIN. That's definitely going to be one of the things. But as of right now, I have reached for it a couple times, and I'm not disliking it, but I will definitely keep you posted. So here is where I have grabbed some more gel and I've started floating it on top. I underestimated how long these nails were, so I had to go back 3 times, I think, and get more gel. But I also don't like to grab like a whole huge blob and then put it on. I just feel like I have more control kind of going in layers. But so this time, nothing is cured yet. And then I think after this layer, I did do a 30-second cure and then I added more on top. And that's just because I didn't want it to be too thick and then the UV light not penetrate it and actually cure it all the way. You definitely do not want any uncured product sitting on your nail. Whether you have a base coat or not, that is how you can build an allergy to gel. But once I float it all the way down to the tip, I pull it back up the sidewalls and just anywhere that I need to. Because these are a pop-off set, I didn't file the nail tip smoothly into my nail. So I'm having to add more gel to cover up that ledge right there. If I was doing these to keep on, I would blend that in with my natural nail and then I probably wouldn't have to use as much as I'm having to use. But it's just a pop-off set. I want to do a good job for you guys. Like I want you to watch it and enjoy it and not be like, wow, she just threw that on her finger. But then also, I think I wore these for like 30 minutes after this video. So it's just not my normal day life to have nails like this. But that's kind of where I'm at. I did the rest of them off camera and then I'm going with my 100 grit file, hand file, and I'm going to start filing these on the side walls and then over the body of the nail. So you're going like up one side of the nail, over the body of the nail, and then down the other side. And that is how you're going to get that nice kind of rounded shape. That's how you're going to get that nice apex. Now I showed you before how flat these were, and then I put that last layer on and built them way up. Again, if I didn't have that ledge there, I probably would not have needed to put so much, but here I go in with my fine tapered drill bit. I have this at 10,000 RPM. This is where I'm going to snatch in that cuticle. So I go up one side of the nail, I go over that cuticle, and then I go down the other side. And anything that is like in my way, if I can't get into that cuticle, then that means that I have too much gel right there. So I will lower that down. But I'm being conscious the whole time of where I want my apex and remembering not to just shave right over this flat and then not give myself an apex. Although this is a pop-off set, I do want to show you actual structure if you were wearing these. And I do want you to kind of understand like what you need to do if you're doing these on yourself or someone else and you want them to stay. So again, I'm just cleaning up everything, taking any of those deep gouges out that I put in with the hand file, smoothing it, getting any lumps or bumps out. I did have high and low spots, especially on this sidewall. I got all that out and really sealed in that cuticle. That spot on the side is where that nail tip is actually sticking up. I couldn't go down any further without taking the structure away that I need on these nails. And again, I would only do that if it was a pop-off set. Like I would never walk around with that. Like if I wanted to keep these, and I would never do that to someone else. So I did the rest off camera. I changed the whole shape of the nail. That stiletto was not working for me. The pinky nail is too small. The ring finger was starting to look like one of them damn claw nails. It wasn't even looking like a stiletto. So I just went ahead, changed the shape, cut them down a little bit, and I'm happy with this outcome. So I am using this cream color by BEETLES C615 on the pointer finger and the ring finger. Those will be solid nails. I did do 2 coats. I didn't bore you with showing you the second coat, but I did do 2 coats, 60-second cure in between. On the first coat, for sure, there was streaking, but then on the second coat, it covered really well. So not mad at it. I have never used this color before. I didn't want these to be stark white. I was kind of going with like that, I don't know, like old churchy kind of vibe. And then here I'm doing Frenchies. On this, I wanted to show you what it's like when you use a liner brush that's too short. You see how it's sliding off? And that's because the brush can only go so far, and then I'm running out of real estate. So I know I've talked about it before when you're doing Frenchies to use a longer liner brush. And I know for some people that seems like, why am I going to draw these lines with a long brush? You actually have way more control over that than this shorter one. And I know I've said that, but I wanted to actually show you what it's like. So this is just me mapping out the French line or the smile line as I always do. I kind of go up in that corner, drag some down, and then I do paint the rest of the French with the actual gel bottle brush, which you see here. And then I did cure that for 60 seconds, and I did do 2 coats on every nail. And the remaining nails I did off camera. And I know I've said it before, doing Frenches sometimes look like a cigarette. These really looked like a cigarette to me. At this point, I was like, oh no, like I think this design looked way better in my head. Do I want to keep going? But I knew I was going to be adding all this gold and gems and stuff, so I kept going. This is the glass top coat that I just got for my last Shein haul. I have also reached for this many times. I've even been using this when I've done my swatches. And so far, I really like it. I'm going in with my MAKARTT Rhinestone glue, and I had to squeeze it for like half an hour to get some out. I don't like this stuff, but it's the only stuff I had that chrome would stick to well, and that's what we're going to be doing. So I got a nice little blob there on my brush. And this is why I was using a smaller liner brush, because I needed the control here, but I wanted to use it for the French and just show you why I always say use a longer one. But so what I'm doing is like, basically I'm drawing a circle and I'm following the shape of the nail. I don't want this to be perfect. I want it to follow the shape of the nail. I also want it to be kind of squiggly, kind of thicker in some spots, lower in some spots. I'm going for, I guess, very like abstract or something, I guess maybe you would call it. I don't know. I don't want them to look perfect. For this middle finger, I'm going along the line of the smile line, like so, of that pink part of the nail, not the cream side. And again, I'm doing the same thing. I'm following the shape of the nail. I'm making it higher in some spots, lower in some spots, thicker over here. You know, just play with this. I don't feel like there's a right or wrong way to do this. For the ring finger and the thumb, I decided I wanted to add some gold accent there. So I'm doing like 2 little squiggly lines, and you're going to see that come together here in a minute. After every, no, I did not cure in between these. So once they were all done, I only did a 30-second cure. Then I'm going in with this gold chrome powder that I got from Amazon 100 years ago. This little silicone brush, I actually got this from SHEIN. Every single time I use chrome, I use this. I don't even use the eyeshadow brushes anymore. And you just wipe it off with alcohol when you're done. I love this thing. So I'm very gently dipping it into my chrome, and then I am sticking it right to that gem gel. The reason I put that glass top coat on before I did this is that glass top coat is non-tacky. So when I'm done, I take my big fluffy brush and I just wipe off the excess. So you're doing this carefully because you can, if you rub it too hard, start rubbing the chrome off of your gem glue. But you need to do it hard enough to where you get all that extra loose powder that you don't want. So the ring finger and the pointer finger are twinning. And I will say, if you do this, just make sure you're getting all the sides, you're getting in the middle. Like, you don't want to leave any just clear gel. So just have at it, rub it on there. It's going to come off of the places that you don't want it. And then also we're going to put top coat on there and really seal it in. So go ahead, have fun, make a mess, and this stuff will make a mess. So that's after everything. And then I'm going straight in with that glass top coat again, and I'm going right over my gold chrome. If it goes off a little bit, no big deal, but you do want to try it for the most part to follow it. Definitely make sure that you're getting all the sides of it so that when you do go to wipe these off, you don't just go ahead and wipe off all of that chrome that you did. Into gems, I've got this gold cross, and then I've got these little gold pearls, and that's what I decided to use. So I still have some of that gem glue on the little tray. Got some of that, put it right up against that smile line where the pink meets the chrome, and then I did one larger ball in the middle and then one smaller ball on each side, and then that was a full 60-second cure. For the middle finger, she is getting the cross. So when I first tried to put it on, because I have that chrome there, that blob, it wasn't working. So I had to just put the blob on the back of the cross, kind of put it where I wanted it. And then again, a full 60-second cure. And then here I'm kind of reinforcing it. If I was doing a set to not come off, I would absolutely, like, if your gem is sticking up like that, reinforce. It's going to get caught on everything, your clothes, your hair, the wind. Just, yeah, put some gel behind it. And then you can go with a cleanup brush and clean it all up and make it beautiful. More of those gold pearls. And here we are. This is the final look. I love this. I love the way that it came out. So definitely let me know what you guys think. Leave me a like, comment, subscribe. It means so much to me. And I will see you in the next one. Bye, dolls.